What's up, everybody? It's Hardy Construction. You can find us at hardyconstruction.tumblr.com, youtube.com/hardyconstruction, facebook.com/thehardyconstruction with your host, Alex.
Shigeru Miyamoto.
And today's episode is Bay Harbor Bitching, which is episode 5 of season 8 of Dexter, which is called...
Oh, God. I thought we were doing something else.
Baby. Gotcha. It's season 8, episode 5.
4.
Huh?
4.
Is it 4?
Yeah, we're so bad. We don't know shit.
Why does my on-demand have episode 5 up already then? Whoa,
I don't know.
Am I seeing an episode in the future? Ooh, maybe I'm special. Anyway, I forget the name. Go look up the name of this episode. But it's basically...
Scar tissue.
Scar tissue. Correcto. Scar tissue is... set up the episode, Daniel.
Okay, well, the last episode left us off with Deb trying to confess, Dexter shooting her in the neck with a needle.
Shooting her in the neck.
Needling her in the neck.
Excellent.
And then...
Dr. Vogel.
And then, taking her basically under hostage with, what's-her-face? Dr. Vogel.
We found out that Dr. Vogel is not setting up the murders, as we thought.
I really do think that she has some kind of sinister thing, though. She is bad.
She is. I mean, another theory wiped out that I thought, but I don't think if I vocalized it enough, that she killed Harry. I thought she did. But apparently that got wiped out too, because they said
maybe she, the way she created Dexter, maybe she purposely created the guy that does the brain surgery.
She could have killed Harry too, because think about it. Remember when they said Harry took his what is he overdosed on his heart medicine?
Yeah, heart medicine.
Remember the episode when they had knocked out Deborah, and she was looking at that bottle of pills. At a long time, like they showed a shot of a bottle of pills for some reason. Maybe that might have been a red herring for us to be like, oh, she's gonna drug her. But I don't know. That kind of stunk in my head. But they did say Harry killed himself, so that was another idea. I guess that went to the toilet. But and another thing, we see who the guy is. I guess we find out who the killer is. Dexter's so...
Yeah, but do we know 100%? I mean, it kind of makes it obvious. But
I think so. What I think is going on...
They never mentioned toes being broken, did they?
Do they in this episode?
No, in this episode they do. He breaks their toes and all the stuff with the shoes, but do they show that in the dead bodies? They always mention the brain, but they never say, oh, their toes are broken. Unless they do, and I just missed it. I mean, it's possible.
I think with this episode, I think what they're going to do with Vogel, I think they're going to do the same thing they did with Isaac from season 7. Do you know how you were thinking Isaac was going to last up till like the last episode, but he kind of disappeared halfway through?
Right.
I think that plot point is going to disappear because Dexter, the show, has an amazing thing about making plot points vanish halfway through the season and going on to some whole new thing. Like in one of the seasons, I don't know if it was the Lumen season or whatever, the guy who burnt all the people in the bus, like they brought in this Firebug character who's burning people alive out of nowhere to kind of...
Oh, yeah.
To bring in some kind of weirdo serial killer out of nowhere in the middle of the season. You're like, what the hell does this have to do with the season? Like, that was like, those what was wrong with those episodes. But
right.
I think they might deal with Vogel because it seems like the next episode, Vogel's going to be chopped up into pieces by this guy. And the fact that the serial killer is probably not that special in a way. He's kind of like, you know what I mean? He's killing hookers, but he's also... Oh, not hookers, I'm sorry. He's killing women. And
yeah, Alex thinks all women are hookers.
Sorry, a bad ex-girlfriend. No, but also like he's also the guy who's forcing these people to kill these others. I mean, it's very strange that he's killing women but also doing this other stuff. Unless he's kind of not the guy who's doing it.
I think that she created him.
Okay.
I do think that. I really do.
This new guy has a scar on the back of his head, reminiscent of how he's been opening people's brains open and scooping out the particular piece of their brain.
Maybe he opens up that head thing again and then shoves their brains into his brain.
He has super empathy. Is that what it is? No, but
he becomes Krang. This is actually the prequel of Ninja Turtles.
He actually
this is the Michael Bay version of how it happens.
He actually decapitates himself and puts.
They
his
did
head
have a car jump off a bridge, so it is the Michael Bay version.
That's true. There was no explosions following it though. But I do like the setup that Dexter's kind of like fuck Deb now, because she's taking a little bit too much because he's like a robot, and she wanted to find out. She found out now that Harry had set this all up because she was watching those great 1980s videos that Vogel kept. I don't know why Vogel will keep these tapes. I guess to keep
Imagine
herself...
that at the end of the season, it's revealed that Harry is actually Harry Houdini.
He got his wife to say the secret word, so she knew he was alive after.
And then
death.
he comes back from the dead.
And then he tries to. He has a guy at the end of the season. He has a guy punch him in the kidney, and that's what kills him again. And anyway, what do you think were the best parts of this episode?
Well, I mean, I think it's not as good as last week's episode, but no, it's fucking great though. I mean, just like Deb as a character, she's like awesome. Now she's like kind of getting her shit together, and you get to see more insights into Dexter's past and everything with like the videos. And I'm trying to think of like major things that happen.
What do you think?
They go a lot on like the whole Quinn and his girlfriend and Angel.
Shit. Yeah, why do you think Quinn is so obsessed with helping? She's the one that got away from him, right? I was almost expecting the part where he reconciles with Deborah, because you can see like the way they were setting up. I really thought Deborah was gonna die this episode. Just the way they was set up was very strange. Then I was like, they can't kill her like 4 episodes into this.
Well,
season.
she was gonna kill herself.
Yeah, she was. Because she found out that Harry couldn't live with himself and he killed himself.
That's why she was being so nice to Quinn.
Yeah, because then I was almost waiting to have that melodramatic bullshit where she would hug Quinn in the middle of the parking lot, and then you'd probably see like what's the girlfriend's name?
Hannah?
No, not her. His girlfriend, Quinn's girlfriend, Angel's sister,
I can't
Jamie.
Even...
Like you see Jamie's like walking into it and going, "Oh my god," and running off, and then Quinn once again going, "Oh, come on, babe," running after.
Yeah, I was kind of explaining it too. I really always love the idea of Full House moments though, where she'll see them hugging, and then he'll turn around. It's not what you think, and then she'll run to a bed and start crying, and Danny Tanner will come in and comfort her.
Then you'll hear the audience go, "Oh," like that in unison. I remember seeing one of the worst things I ever saw. I don't know which show it was. Maybe it was like, oh god, what was it? The Hart Family, whatever the fucking show was called. But they were talking...
Step by step.
Not that one.
Day by day.
That was a show that got progressively meaner as the seasons went on. Like, they turned into Married with Children towards the end of the season for some reason. But I remember seeing one episode where they were talking shit about one character, and then he walked into frame, or everybody noticed that he was there, and he goes, "How long are we there?" "Long enough!" And he ran out the room, and then you hear the people in the audience gasp. It's pretty bad. So, I guess... Quinn passed the test to become a sergeant, but then he beats up these guys at Angel's restaurant/bar.
How does Angel manage a restaurant and being a sergeant?
Apparently, it must be easy. They didn't go into the storyline of who he hires and all that shit. So I don't know. Maybe he does it himself. Maybe he like found like the quantum physics to make 2 of them. So we're actually
maybe
seeing
it's like multiplicity.
Well, we see that's like a side section of the show that you don't know anything about.
They get in, that's like revealed in the final episode, and then it shows all these flashbacks of Angel from the show, but then you realize like the timelines don't make sense, and it all comes together.
It's written by like
It's like Harry Potter when he has like the time flipper thing or whatever.
There's like a whole novel series about Angel being a time jumper. Nobody knows.
It turns into like Quantum Leap.
It's like the lowest rated books ever of all time, and he has his own. He has his own Dean Stockwell flying around, floating, and telling him shit to do. Sometimes Angel will become fucking Martin Luther King Jr. and shit. Anyway, so so stupid. So Quinn gets to become, I guess, sergeant. I guess they're setting that up. I think that's not gonna happen. I don't know, because Showtime's talking about having the spin-off with characters from Dexter. You think it's gonna be the police squad or finding out?
I don't know. I'm scared
Dexter?
that like Angel's gonna die or something.
You think?
Or like Quinn will die. Like some major character is going to die.
Is Angel captain right now? I forget who. I really don't know ranks of police
Angel
officers.
is. I'm not sure about the protocols and everything, but I think he's lieutenant. He's like what LaGuerta was.
Okay. But LaGuerta. No, but LaGuerta. Oh, wait a minute. So who's the father from?
Sorry. He's what Deb was. He's what.
Right,
Deb was.
right, and the father from Unhappily
What LaGuerta used to be.
The father from Unhappily Ever After is what LaGuerta became, right? Because she got killed and he got her job.
I guess.
Whatever. Anyway, so with Deborah, when she finds out at the end that the father killed himself, she was gonna kind of go the same way the father. She was really offended that her father killed himself over this whole thing. It's so funny because
Maybe he killed himself over something unrelated. Like, I don't know.
When he was getting sick with the chemotherapy, they had to reduce the size of his penis. And he's like, I can't.
Maybe, yeah. And
I can't go home like this. But it was funny is that he somebody online was like, "Oh my God, my son's a monster. I'll just leave Deborah alone and kill myself." That's what somebody wrote. They're like, yeah, I guess you're right. It was kind of selfish. So that maybe kind of makes me think that Vogel had something to do with Harry's death because it was a little bit,
Yeah, maybe she didn't want him spilling the beans. Maybe he was gonna like rat her out.
I was almost waiting for it to be really bad when Vogel leaves that camera on him and he goes, "I can't live with myself," and he runs off, and that the camera would just still keep recording, but then the camera would zoom back to Vogel, and then she would be having her fingers together, like posed evilly, and say something really bad.
Right.
To kind of incriminate herself. She goes, "You won't be living for long."
It's creation.
But are you satisfied that they got this one guy, the head chopper open brain guy there, or do you think
he's like the least important part of it for me? I don't even care about him.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't expect to be so overexcited over this guy because he's not really, when you're thinking it's Vogel and it's not, and you're like, nothing's gonna really live up to the idea of Vogel being this kind of evil super genius kind of character. I did like when Deborah tried to kill both of them, but obviously they're not gonna fucking kill Dexter.
Imagine they do though, and the whole show just goes on without either.
No, and then the rest of the series is Angel tending in his bar and going through.
Yeah,
time.
and like going on adventures, like time warp adventures.
Him and Quinn's fucking assist. At least you get to see Jamie again naked. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I like seeing her naked. Oh, and the scene. Oh, that was pretty cool actually with Vince with the daughter.
Yeah, his daughter is cute. That's what makes me feel like this is.
How creepy would that be though? If you're going up to meet your long lost dad and he's like trying to hit on you and like harass you.
I think she wanted it. No, I'm just kidding. But it felt like, didn't it feel like that was an introduction to like another, like if that was a setup point for another show with
Vince
him.
Yeah, oh, you know what would be really cool if the chick from Teeth, Dawn, was the daughter. And then he's being all like creepy, and then she just gets this evil little grin, and then you just like it cuts away, and you just hear Vince screaming.
There's gonna be people listening to this episode that didn't listen to the Teeth one because they never watched that movie, and they're gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
Well, it's okay. Watch Teeth.
Yeah, go see it. But it feels like that's a setup for when they have their own kind of Miami-Dade, series.
Right.
And Masuka has his own daughter and stuff, and she's really cute. She's adorable, but not in the way like I'd fuck her brains out. She was like a really adorable girl. And Masuka's cool. He's good all the time.
You know who would fuck her brains out is the serial killer.
But I'm sure Quinn will fuck her before the season's over. Why do you think they introduced her? I felt a little weird that Jamie got to. I almost was thinking because the serial killer finds.
I think they introduced her honestly because they can't just show Deb being depressed for a full episode over and over.
Yeah, I guess it is the last season, so they kind of want to give Vince something to deal with, I guess.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of he's used for comical reasons. I did like the episodes where he became.
He's like one of my favorites.
I like the episodes where he became an asshole because everybody hurt his feelings, so he became a dick to everybody. That was pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's the main reason why she's there. But I felt a little bit nervous when they had Jamie borrow Dexter's car because I thought since the serial killer saw Dexter leave, he would probably find the car and try to kill whoever's in it. I don't know, but I guess that didn't really pan out. It was just, and then they have that new lady who's there, who kind of flirts with Dexter.
Oh, what the hell is her name?
Some broad, who knows? But she's there, and I'm like, who the fuck is she? And I almost feel like if she's gonna be there, fucking Dexter, and I bet you Hannah's gonna walk in. That's what I think's gonna happen.
Okay.
And then he's gonna give her some big penis. I don't know. He'll fuck both of them.
Her name was... God, what? I don't know why it's bothering me. Whatever. And then we find out about an invisible elephant named Dan. He's got my name. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty neat. So what do you think's gonna happen after this fallout with Deborah trying to kill him? You can tell by the next episode that Vogel is fucked. She gets kidnapped. She's gonna be sent back in pieces. I think her days are numbered on the show.
I hope kind of that Dexter doesn't even save her. And as for, but I don't think she's gonna die because she's like the mastermind. We have to find out what the deal is with her.
Yeah, I think she killed Harry in a way, so we'll see.
Yeah, we can't unless they show it all through like fucking videos and journal entries.
And it seems like Dexter's done with Deborah's shit because all this time he's been fighting for her It seems like she was the only link to humanity he had besides what the hell was her name, Rita. And I think now that he's kind of given up on her, now he's gonna be like a fucking robot. So it's kind of like the same thing when he lost his belief in religion. You know what I mean? Like he almost was leaning towards it, and then he was like, "Fuck this," you know. So I think that's what's gonna happen. It seems like they're kind of broken, and I think there'll be some reprieve, and they'll forgive each other in a way. But something's got to give with that group, right?
Yeah, I think that what I kind of am thinking now is maybe the last episode, Deb and Dexter will kill themselves together or something.
Yeah, with a big double-headed dildo.
Mm-hmm.
That's for horror.
Hey, that's my line. I'm the one that talks about double-headed dildos.
And you just did. So, Danny, what rating would you give this episode?
I'm gonna give this episode like an 8 out of 10. Being all smiley and nice, and then flipping out and driving a car off a bridge.
Like any girlfriend. I also will give this an 8 out of 10.
He's copying my rating.
What did I say?
8.
Yes. 8 out of 10, having painful sex with somebody who's very injured. So, Danny, what's the final word?
A good Samaritan.
The horror deconstruction.